My name is Harley Bennett. The girl I adopted, Malia, is an ungrateful person. She competes with me in everything, seduces my husband David Hayes, even gets pregnant with his child, and teams up to kill me, taking all my property. When I opened my eyes again, I was reborn to the day I first met her at the orphanage. My name is Harley Bennett. The girl I adopted, Malia, is an ungrateful person. She competes with me in everything, seduces my husband David Hayes, even gets pregnant with his child, and teams up to kill me, taking all my property. When I opened my eyes again, I was reborn to the day I first met her at the orphanage. This girl is adorable, well-behaved, and obedient. You'll definitely like her. The orphanage director, Freya Perkins, stood beside me, pointing at a little girl with pigtails, introducing her with a bright smile. "Hello?" she said with a smile, revealing sweet dimples. I stared at that hauntingly familiar face, my eyes filled with hatred. She is Malia. In my past life, because I couldn't have children and desperately wanted one, I discussed with David about adopting from an orphanage. I originally wanted to adopt a 4 or 5-year-old child, but seeing Malia's innocence and charm, I instantly liked her and adopted her at 12. But unexpectedly, her nature was truly vile. In the first 6 months at my home, she behaved very well, studied diligently, and occasionally helped with chores. By the time she started middle school, she completely changed. She stopped studying seriously, refused to do homework, and her exam scores gradually fell behind. She came home very late at night and spent weekends going to bars to drink, sing, and dance with her friends from outside. She smashed the birthday gift I gave her, put dead mice in my drawer, broke my lipstick, and added lemon juice to my milk. She would even make up lies to drive a wedge between me and my family. She started caring whether David spent weekends with her or me, and whether the dishes David cooked were her favorites or mine. She barely paid attention to me and often stuck to David. I once thought it was just teenage rebellion and patiently guided and educated her. Until one time when I entered the room to bring her fruit, I found her straddling David's lap. I questioned them about what they were doing. She said, "We didn't do anything." David also complained, "Why are you so worked up?" "I'm just helping her with homework." I was half convinced but unwilling to think the worst of people. I just told her she's no longer a child and should maintain boundaries when interacting with the opposite sex. Later, while I was busy working to support the family, Malia was busy seducing David. Less than a year later, I found out Malia was pregnant. It turned out David hadn't failed to maintain boundaries. They had been involved all along. I broke down and demanded a divorce from David. But before the divorce, they conspired to kill me, claiming I accidentally fell to my death. The truth was they tricked me into going near the window and pushed me down. David's mother, Sophia Hayes, was involved too. She despised me for not being able to have children. But Malia could, so Malia was more qualified to be David's wife. Afterward, they received a huge insurance payout and inherited my assets. I can't rest in peace. When I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn. I returned to the day in my past life when I first met Malia at the orphanage. She still flattered me, warmly saying I was young and beautiful. But this time, I ignored her kindness and pointed at the quiet little boy standing in the corner, watching me from afar, saying, "I want him." Malia was stunned, and Freya was also stunned. Freya quickly came to her senses. She said, "Him? Sure. His name is Charlie, and he doesn't talk much. I'm getting old and forgetful.